combining some tech from different people on PoE-Ninja and Reddit, I discovered quite the insane single target setup for my Doedres Undoing build. I am Moorhuhn, and today we are taking a first look at, well, this bloodmage and the single target tech. Within the following days I will put out more content about this character, about how I went onto this and how I combined different ideas of different people. First of all, I started the build with the template of Race QT, who made a very potent hardcore variant, and I, well, changed it to my need. But first I want to show my single target idea. First, quickly, what the skill is doing is that Doedres Undoing is putting a hazardous area up where my curses are, and when enemies step into the curses, the area explodes and deals damage based on my intelligence. I do have 832 intelligence. So it's a lot of base damage, over 1600 base damage, because it takes 200% of it. Then a very interesting setup people have been using and I've seen is the Soul Offering together with Kulemax Dominion, which makes it so that when I using Offering on my skeletons, my skills are repeated on my minions. This means that instead of one area, or, well, we can overlap with Spell Cascade, but we're getting 2 more areas of impact for my Despair. And this already is pretty damn good. But that's not what's happening only, because there's one more layer to this. So when this boss spawns, we see I'm taking this down and it dies instantly, so it's not the greatest showcase for this, but we'll do a few more and we'll see more and more throughout each of the fights, because it's taking longer and longer with each one. And the last one will take a moment, so there we can actually see the tech. Hopefully, I did do some more upgrades, but generally what I want to show is when I now am hitting the enemy. Oh, actually I have to kill this one like this without the single target, because they have to respawn in a while. But now what I can show you on the last one is that it takes a moment to spawn here, but just take a look at my meteors, because here now we are impaling these up here, and you can see that the comets also are repeated on the Soul Offering. What this means is that we have the Soul Offering that puts 2 more layers from my Despair onto the enemy, which will then hit the enemy and trigger Cast on Crit. And this Cast on Crit again triggers onto the Soul Offering. So we are getting so many triggers from the comet, and the single target damage from this is absolutely absurd. Like, we went from taking like 10 seconds for this boss for, as you've seen, annihilating it in an instant pretty much. So this tech is the first thing I wanted to show about this build, about my variation of this build, and it's absolutely insane. Like, it's pretty damn insane. So if you want to see how this character plays out and what changes I did to the build and what different tech I did combine to get into this state, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you, well, have any other ideas, and yeah, I'll drop the POB link to the current character into the description so you can take a look. But yeah, as I said, videos coming, so stay tuned and see you in the next one.